Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I'm your reader, Jay. These are going to be mid-March messages for Sagittarius. What's going on, Sagittarius? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. As you can see, I'm here. It's middle of March. What am I doing here? If you've been with my channel for a while, you know I don't do mid-March readings. I just do monthlies and birthday readings. But Sagittarius, it's Mercury retrograde. I was inspired to do this. I need to do this to offload the other things that are affecting me during Mercury retrograde. So here we are. You're welcome. Let's see. As you can see, I shuffled off camera to save time. So if you've been with me before, you kind of know that already. If you've been with me before, you also know there's a timestamp in the description box below if you want to skip ahead. What I'm going to do now, shuffle for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out, that is when the reading begins. Anything else? Nope, that's it. I hope you guys are doing okay during this Mercury retrograde. It's kind of crazy. I think it's a doozy. Okay. All right. Let's get an outcome for Sagittarius for mid-March, please. Outcome for Sagittarius in mid-March, please. Wow, quick. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Ooh, come here. There you are. All right. Let's go ahead and flip what came face down, and let's see what's shaking for you guys. Okay. All right, please show me Sagittarius, whatever. Show me Sag's prominent place in mid-March. Sag's prominent place in March, please. Please show me Sag in mid-March. Wow. They've been very forceful or loud with you when I've asked for things, so that's kind of fun. Anyway, that's more for me than anybody else. All right, guys, in the mid of March, we have you starting with the Moon card in reverse. I'll show you this card upright so you can become used to it. Let me take a look at it. Okay, yeah, okay. That's what I thought. But reverse. So, you know, traditionally the Moon card is talking about what's hidden, what you can't see, what isn't clearly understood. Sorry, I'm itching. My eye started bothering me just as we began. So the Moon normally talks about, you know, what you can't see, what's unclear, what's shadowy to you. And the reverse, you would think there would be less of that. I think for some of you, that's true. I think you are learning more, or you're getting tuned into things a little bit easier. Some of you, but most of you, this reversal is proving to be like a doubling down or like an increase or some type of higher intensity of this Moon period. Specifically, I'm getting that for many of you, not all of you, but many of you, is that this Moon period, this Moon in Pisces, Sun in Pisces, Mercury retrograde in Pisces, everything Pisces, 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 and the Moon card is the card of Pisces. You are getting knocked 6 ways from Sunday. You're just getting your head turned around in all the ways, Sagittarius. For most of you, that's what I feel. Some of you, you're skating by, you're lucky, sit down, we're going to talk to the rest of the class now. But what I'm feeling is most of you are just like having a hard time making heads or tails out of anything that's going on with you right now. You thought you might have had insight, you thought you might have had clarity on something, or you were gaining headway in a situation. You were getting a leg up perhaps, or you had guidance or a clear vision of something, but not so much. Not so much. I feel that you are being, I'm also getting like this restricted energy. I think you're being pulled back. I think you're being encouraged to pull yourself back, or situations and circumstances are pulling you back. People might be literally, physically pulling you back, holding you down. But for the most part, I'm feeling energetically is, for you, Sag, is that, it's not ripe. You thought it was ripe, it's not ripe. You thought you were ripe, you're not ripe. And I don't mean that in a derogatory or offensive way, but you thought you were ready, you're not ready. You know? Progression right now is just held back. What reason? I'm like, I sometimes do this. Actually, I do it a lot. I thumb over the cards, and I was somewhat thumbing over that shadowy crescent moon there. So there might be something about the moon phases for some of you. Especially what this would be, the new moon or the quarter moon, maybe. I'm not 100% on moon phases, so I'm not really sure. But there's this idea of circling the moon phases or having a focus on that. So up until the new moon in, I forget where it's moving next. Again, I'm not up on astrology. Is it moving into Aries? I know Sun's moving into Aries. The moon's moving somewhere, but I don't remember where. Taurus, maybe? I can't remember. So until that transition happens, until that progression occurs, astrologically, the celestial bodies shift. Maybe not just the moon, maybe also the sun needs to move. Maybe also, what else is moving soon? Maybe, having Mercury get the hell out of retrograde will help you. So I feel there's a stall here. There's like a held back. Your expectations, what you were feeling was maybe a sure, like I said, ripe, a sure thing, a sure bet. I can count on this. I can move forward with this. No. I think your guidance is correct. I'm going to say that. I think what you think or what you thought was ready and ripe is still the thing. It's the timing that is off. Yes, here we go. Thank you. The timing is off. The thing you want, the change you want to make, the person you want, the purchase you want, whatever you're desiring. Because that's the other thing. The moon, especially the Pisces quality, talks about our dreams, our desires, the things that when we lay down to go to bed at night, it's the last thing we think about. It's the first thing we think about when we wake up. It connects both our conscious and subconscious mind, those types of dreams, those types of desires, okay? Whatever that is, whoever that is, I don't know. General reading. You want details, get a personal. It's correct. Keep desiring it. Keep moving towards it. I shouldn't even say move towards it because you're being restricted. I can't even say that. But don't lose hope. Or, thank you. Don't lose the visualization. For some of you, you know what I'm talking about. Keep it in your mind. Okay? And think positively about it. Positively about them. Don't turn to a negative space. When you have this moon card, as much as it is about dreams and fantasies and desires, it can also be about fears. Not nightmares specifically, but fears. So what you dream about, what you desire, you can so quickly, in the blink of an eye, begin to fear it. Begin to doubt it. I want a new car. Oh, but maybe I can't afford it. Oh, and if I get a new car, and but the parking around my apartment complex is kind of shady, and if I get a new car, it might get damaged. And then that becomes your new desire. Your dream space, your subconscious sometimes gets things, I shouldn't even say your dream, the part of your spirit, the part of your body, not your body, but your existence, your essence that manifests, will manifest whatever you want, good or bad. So if you move seamlessly, quickly, like I said, in the blink of an eye, from desiring that new car and what it's going to provide for you, where you can go, all the things you can do when you have a car, you can travel, you can go on road trips, you can grocery shop easily if that's like a thing that, you can help, whatever that means to you, Sagittarius. This is just an example, by the way. That can quickly turn, you've desired that for months and months and months, let's say. The moment you start to worry about having that, is it really going to happen? That doubt seeps into your desire space, your dream space, and it begins to manifest. So drop the worry, drop the doubt, keep it positive, even if you're held back from it. Like I said, I think you're temporally held back. In terms of linear time, you are held back from it. If you listen to other tarot readers, if you practice manifestation, if you do meditation, if you do all of that mindful consciousness stuff, which I just lump it all together, mindfulness and consciousness. If you do that, they will tell you whatever you want, already believe in your heart, already believe in your mind that you have it. The moment you start to think you don't have it, you can't have it, you won't have it, that's when you mess it up. It has to remain constant. I already have the car. The keys are in my hand. It's parked outside in the garage. It's mine. I already have that person. We're already living together. We're already having, you know, the greatest sex alive or the greatest sex possible. We're having 15 kids, whatever you desire. I don't care what it is. Believe you already have it. And then you will have it. Yes, and then you will have it. Ace of Pentacles right above that moon position of yours where you started, yeah? So the chance, the opportunity comes slowly. Pentacles are slow. The slowest of all the elements. The slowest of all the suits. So slow, okay? I mean, as you can see, there's growth on that skull. That vegetation on that skull, that didn't come overnight. That was weeks or months of development. And I don't think this is going to take weeks or months to develop for many of you. Maybe for some of you, but not many of you. I don't think it's that. But when it does come about, it's going to bring actually more than one pentacle. As you can see, there's actually more than one pentacle. Well, more than one coin on the card. The pentacles in this deck are technically the swords, I believe, or not the swords. No, because they have the cups. I feel like in this deck, no, I'm wrong, because now I'm looking at the other cards. So no, what I was going to say was completely wrong. Anyway, there's going to be more than what you expected with whatever you've been desiring, whatever you've been longing for, trying to manifest, trying to get into your hands, come about in the physical. There's actually going to be more of it than you anticipated. All right, Sagittarius, I apologize. Mercury's doing his thing. Technical difficulties with my camera. Gonna have to look at the space on that because there should be more of it. Now, what was I saying? And I was saying a lot before I actually noticed that this was cut off, so I'm sorry if I feel like I said something that might have been really important, but maybe it'll come back to me. Anyway, so you'll get more than you've expected, more than you've anticipated, maybe even more than you could handle in some cases. But it's so rich to me. I feel that it's so like, yes, this is the opportunity, this is the chance, these are the circumstances, this is the job, the item, the person, whatever. It's just like, yes, yes, yes. A lot of green in this card, yeah? A lot of green. So there's a flourishing, or I think I said earlier something about ripeness, right? So I feel that this later time period for you, which again I think is anchored in the moon cycles, or this move from the moon in Pisces into whatever's next, or something about the cycle through of Mercury retrograde. But once it's over, there's like a lush rush and just like a blossoming that can happen for you. And I don't know if it's true, but I think, number one, that's a grasshopper, right? On the skull there. That's a grasshopper, yeah? I'm not sure. Do not quote me, but I feel that the grasshopper... All right, Sag, we're here again. More technical difficulties. I think I fixed it. If I haven't, I'm going to pull my hair out. Now, what was I saying? The grasshopper, right? I think in certain cultures or in certain understandings of animal spirits, or, you know, what animals can represent to us and things like that, I think the grasshopper is sometimes associated with expansion, abundance, wealth, having more than you can handle, having, you know, kind of your wishes come true. I'm noticing now I don't like that on the camera, so give me... I'm going to do this in front of you guys. Ooh, you got some behind the scenes. There we go. I had to twist that a little bit. Anyway, so I could be wrong, but I think that also kind of backs up what I'm saying about it's going to be vibrant, it's going to be lush, it's going to be amazing for you, more than you've anticipated. I think with the green of the card, the extra coins that are spilling out of the skull's mouth, that grasshopper up there, more, okay? More than you imagined, and I like it for you because I think you need it. I think you need it to some extent. And I think that's kind of what you need to focus on, these two. I think they partner well together, or at least hopefully they give you some type of clarity or affirmation about something. Now, what's going on over here? I think these are your challenges. They're doing this to me, this shoving. Shove this aside. Tuck this away. What I just said, tuck that away. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Save it for a rainy day. Something like that. Like, put it aside. Thank you. Separate it from what we're about to talk about. Okay? So you're kind of getting a strange 2-for-1 maybe. What else is going on for you, Sagittarius, is this manipulation and consternation. I'm not even familiar with the meaning of that word. I'm gonna look it up when I'm done, because I've heard it before, and I may have used it in like a freaking essay before, but I can't remember. But there's this idea of control, consternation, manipulation, something like that. And again, if consternation doesn't fit, I apologize, but they put it in my head and I said it. Now, manipulation. Some of you are being manipulated, or you're trying to manipulate something and it's a no-go or it's a bad move, okay? 4 of Pentacles, where we traditionally in traditional tarot shows a man with a coin on his head, one in front of his chest and like 2 under his feet, like restriction, tightness, tight-fistedness. Here, it's more about this having dominion over lesser or smaller or somehow considered power structures is how they're showing me, right? And it's a lot. They really want me to play? Yeah, sure. They want me, yes, because I mean, she's kind of playing with these miniature figures, right? So they want me to play with the imagery of this card. So what I'm picking up on is the gown. So it looks like a bride, looks like a female, right? So maybe some of you are females, or there is a female in particular who is playing games, who is manipulating things. This person, in terms of a bride, could be you, or could be like a sister, or like a sister-in-law, an older aunt, a mother figure. But there's this idea of having almost matriarchal qualities or matriarchal aspirations, goals, trying to set things up so that they become the head of the home from the maternal side. Okay? And yeah, what did I say? Playing? Right? Playing with these miniature figures, trying to put people in their place, trying to set up boundaries or set the stage, right? There's a lot going on here energetically. And I don't normally get specific with gender, but this is like a very feminine female card. A man technically can do this, but I'm going to say for most of you, it is a woman, or you are the woman who's doing this. And I think the first thing I said is it's no good, or it's a no-go, or it's a kind of, is like, if this is actually a bride, someone who's due to be married, why is she in her wedding dress, and why is she on the ground, and why is she playing with these little figurines? Like, there's a misappropriation of station. Wow, what is that? I'll say it again. A misappropriation of station. So somebody is acting out of character, acting out of their station, out of their status. If this is like your mom, or your older sister, or older cousin, again, like this older matriarchal leader, like somebody who wants to run the show, but you're an adult too, or this has nothing to do with the family. Like, I feel that someone might be trying to be the mom in a situation where no mother is required. So at the job, trying to be in everybody's business, or trying to mother everyone, trying to nurture everybody, trying to soothe them, or give them unwanted advice from well, you know, I'm the office mom and everybody comes to me for advice. Like, no, shut up, Sharon, shut up. Nobody said that. You made yourself that. So there's this misappropriation of station. someone is sticking themselves in a position that they don't belong in. And it comes from this, I'm just looking out for you. I'm just trying to do this. I want to take care of you. I want to see everybody get along. You know how some moms can be that way. Like, and I'm not saying that this is what's going on, but it does, like, to some of you read as nagging, or you are nagging people. It'll go either way with this group. But, annoying. Oh, get out of here. Oh, God, why are you doing this? And the playing, the manipulation obviously comes from the imagery, right? Like, okay, so we don't do that here. Like, we don't have time. Like, this person spends a lot of time trying to get people to, like, literally, I wish you could see what I'm seeing in my head. Like, imagine, like, Barbies or any type of doll, figurine, whatever. And you know how kids play, or how we played as kids with those things. It's like we would do like mock soap operas. I did with my Barbies, you know, Young and the Restless kind of style, you know. So I would do dramatic scenes, and Barbie would slap Ken's face. Ken would slap her face, because I grew up in the era where men could slap women. I'm not saying that's good, but I've seen plenty of movies where men slap women and people aren't disgusted. Now see here, pow, you know. I'm not condoning that, I'm just saying. But that's, so anyway, the point is the manipulation of the dolls and the setting of the scene, and setting sort of a script or a storyline, and, you know, high drama or sweet nothings whispered over here in the corner. Like, this person really is in everybody's business, is trying to manipulate their limbs and get them to say things the way they would say them. And it's just like, Sharon, Bobby, I don't care who it is. This is not your business. Get the hell out of here. But there's this invasion. Yes, that's a good word. Invasion. Like, look at the size of the bride, and then look at the size of the figurines and the set that she's playing on. An invasion. She's like freaking Godzilla, you know? So, intrusion, invasion, stop it. Go away. Go away. Yes, taking up arms against her. Boom. So, the Eight of Swords, again, the reason I use different decks is because it allows different interpretations. Because the Eight of Swords in the traditional tarot would show you the woman who's bound and blindfolded, and she's surrounded by the Eight Swords, and she's stuck and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes traditional interpretations have weight in my readings. Not today, not for you, Sagittarius. This is, listen, Sharon, Bobby, Olga, whoever, if you don't get out of my business, if you don't leave me the hell alone, I'm going to take up arms against you. Some of you might literally be telling somebody that. If you don't get the fuck out of my face, I'm going to fuck up your face. How about that? You know, I don't condone that, but some of you might be pushed to that point. And in a Mercury retrograde, a lot of people say things they don't really mean. They say things that, you know, they would never say normally. But whatever it is, it's this feeling of, I have to tell you, I have to be firm, or this has to be communicated. Like, this actually is more mimicking the Eight of Wands in the traditional tarot, an image you might be used to, which is the Eight of Wands, like, shooting across the sky. But I'm getting here, it's like arguments. Like, I'm meeting Sharon, Miss Manipulator up here, or whoever, my mom, my aunt, my best friend, whoever. I'm meeting them where they stand. I'm not gonna, you know, because the Eight of Wands, comparatively, is usually about messages going back and forth. So in the old days, probably letters, or, you know, pigeon carriers, things like that. In the modern day, it would be like text messages, emails, voicemails, phone calls, things like that. This is no, I'm going to see you in person, and I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to let you know how I feel. I'm going to let you know what I think, and I'm not going to hold back. And the storm behind that, and I don't know if you can see it, there's like an outline of a skull here in the sky. So it's meeting somebody, like your sharp opinions, your sharp words, kind of darting right towards their face, specifically this eye hole. So you want someone to see you, Sagittarius, or someone wants to see you face to face, so that there's no chance that we can misconstrue what is going on here. When I'm in your face, not necessarily in an argument, but when I'm face to face with you, in your natural vision, you can see me. When I'm speaking, you will know what I feel. You can't read it on a screen and then say, oh, well, maybe she meant this and think nothing of it. No, I'm in your face and I'm telling you, this is what I actually feel. Okay? So there's like a clarity, sharp clarity. And it's coming from a stormy place with that, yeah. Yes. It's very passionate. It's very, it's going to be rough. If you do this, and maybe you shouldn't do it, because now they want me to talk a little bit about that moon and how, maybe that's what it is, or part of what it is. Maybe there is a connection with the moon in that. Maybe you have held back from saying this to whoever that is. And then once you do say that, maybe you get some opportunity, or there's like a brand new leaf, something turns over, something like that. But then the flip side of that is maybe you should keep it held back until a later time. Time for you, except for what we talked about earlier with the opportunities, and it's going to come after a certain period. I think that's true. I think that's kind of something you can bet on. This exchange between you and the manipulator person, the person who's trying to control everything, I don't know when and where that should happen. I think the desire is very strong for it to happen. Will it actually happen? Should it happen? I don't know. So use your best judgment, okay? Tread lightly. Don't go in there, you know, screaming down the walls or, you know, with such fury. I feel the fury is in you, Sagittarius, or the fury is in whoever's going to combat that manipulative person. Just mind the execution. Be very, very careful with the execution, okay? Now, your outcome for mid-March is the Five of Cups in reverse. In reverse. Five of Cups. I'll show you this upright so you become used to it. So, I think for you, Sagittarius, things will improve. You know, because when this card is in the upright, that maze is very daunting. It weighs on this person's head. It's the most prominent feature about them. Yeah? That's the most prominent feature in the upright. When it's reversed, the most prominent feature, I mean, you still can see that, but what floats to the top, no pun intended, is that water, that's submerging in water. So they want me to tell you to submerge yourself in water. Take a long bath, go to a spa, find a pool if the weather's good outside. Well, indoor pools exist, so find somewhere to dip a toe, or, you know, like I said, get in the bath, do something. But water right now for you, Sagittarius, is very cleansing. It's going to give you balance, it's going to give you perspective, it's going to give you the time you need to maybe ruminate on things or really clear your mind when it needs clearing. So there is this idea of cleansing, and purifying, okay, with water specifically. So maybe drink more water. If you don't want to sit in the tub, you hate baths, and you don't know how to swim, drink a lot of water then. But the water and the submerging into it is the prominent feature. So also, what does that mean in a more esoteric way or a more spiritual way? Well, it means getting back in touch with, or being open to, or just appreciating your intuition, appreciating your emotions, specifically your emotions. Don't be afraid to, or don't resist, I should say. Don't resist your emotions. Temper them, of course. Don't, you know, run with every flipping inspiration that you have, but certainly don't shy away from them. If you have a discussion with someone, it turns into an argument, don't ignore however you felt or however you feel afterwards. Embrace it. Embrace the emotions, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. And that Five of Cups, traditionally, Five of Cups is about crying over spilled milk. You know, you are mournful of, there's usually on the cards that normally, or kind of mimic the traditional artwork, there's 3 cups spilled in front of a person, and then there are 2 standing in the upright behind them. So there's this idea of it's not a complete loss. There is something to gain from this. There is something that you can still appreciate about this situation, or about this relationship, about this person, whatever we're talking about, okay? All right, and your overall for this mid-month period is the Seven of Cups. So, confusion for some of you, feeling overwhelmed with choices, and in some cases, being overwhelmed with choices because you feel you can't make any. Like, almost, not exclusively like this, but almost like an analysis paralysis, almost like, I want that, but I want that, but I want this, and you like list the pros and cons of all your choices, and particularly because it is cups, and they suddenly drew me to that heart in the center of that shelf. For some of you, this is about a love choice, platonic love, romantic love, I don't care, but feeling like overwhelmed with the choice of love and not knowing which route to take. And I think what I just said about that, and also what I said about this, at some point, dive into your emotions, dive into your intuition, dive into what you may have been shying away from or avoiding or resisting, okay? In terms of love specifically, platonic, romantic, I don't care, it doesn't matter. But don't take forever, not even take forever, don't, I can't even say don't, because you are, or you will be, or it has been, overwhelming. I think Sagittarius, what they want me to tell you is some of these choices, thank you, some of these choices are obviously not the one. In terms of romance, in terms of, you know, business ventures, in terms of going left, going right, I don't know. Some are just clearly not correct, especially like if it was a directional thing. Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I choose this? Should I do that? Well, sometimes when you're traveling, especially like out in the world, you know, there are signs. Do not enter. Yield. Red light. Stop. You know, caution tape. You know, I'm sure we've seen plenty of comedy skits or pranks where people walk over those boundaries. It's like, did you not, like, like what they showed me with the caution tape was like, it's in front of like an elevator door, like these big strips of yellow, and someone is like on their cell phone or just not paying attention, and they like walk right through the tape and they go straight down the elevator shaft. And it's like, pay attention. Some of the things that you think are choices are actually horrible choices, are actually possibly dangerous choices, or just not beneficial, just totally a waste. So, process of elimination for some of you. Narrow down these choices in some cases, okay? All right, Sag. We did it after, what, 3 interruptions? Or 2 interruptions, I guess, technically. But 3 videos I'm now going to have to merge. Anyway, that's your mid-March reading. Did you like it? If you did, there's a like button down below. There's also the share and subscribe button. There's also the comment section. Interact with all that stuff. I would love to see it. Let me know that you had a good time here, that you not understood, but something resonated with you. Please, please, please. If you don't, that's okay too. Will I be back doing a mid-April? Maybe. I said I wanted to create new content around the spring. Mercury and my guides were just like pushing me to do this today. Like it literally hit me today to do this. So maybe. We'll see. Anyway, guys, until I see you again, thank you so much for watching. Take care.